Hey, chatters. I am super excited to announce that I feel like I can finally call myself a programmer because I've had my first plugin approved by the Obsidian Community Plugin Store. And so this video is going to be focused on walking you through what that plugin is, what it does, and how it works. First, let's talk about the problem I was trying to solve. I didn't really have any plugin that I could find, at least, that made it super easy to take voice notes, transcribe them, and summarize them in my notes. This is particularly important for my daily notes, where I just feel like it's a lot easier for me to just talk at something and have it be transcribed. And there's no reason we shouldn't be able to do that now with all the technology around. So I decided to create this plugin called Neurovox that will do exactly that. All you got to do is put in your API keys, you hit a button, you record yourself, and it will neatly transcribe, save that recording, and summarize it for you. So first, let me just show you what it looks like and how it works, and then I'll show you how to download it and set it up. First off, at least this is optional, but we have this little recording button that you can move around to wherever you want. You can turn that off if you want. You can obviously also just do this on the toolbar panel, and then there's the command palette option as well. But I like this little button just to make it as easy as possible. So when I click that, it's going to start recording, as you can see up here. There's another way to do this. There'll be a modal. I'll show that in a second. But then whenever you're done recording, you just hit the button again. And what it's going to do, it's going to stop recording. And then it's going to transcribe and summarize and put it in a nice little call out box for you. You can see in the transcription here, we have the actual recording and what I was just saying. And then if we go to the summary, you can see that it has summarized what I was talking about. Ironically, the summary is longer than the actual transcription. So that's the general idea. It's just going to put this stuff right in whatever note that you're in, so that it's as easy as possible for you to take voice memos, summarize them, and you'll even be able to prompt the summary however you want, which we'll get to in a second. Let's head over. I'll show you how to download this and set it up so that it'll work in your vault. First off, just like any Obsidian plugin, you're going to come to your settings, community plugins, and browse. And then we're going to look up Neurovox, which is the name of it. And you'll see here, you can just click that, you'll download it, and when you're done, you'll go to options. It'll also be down here once you have it turned on. The first thing you're going to need to do is provide your API keys from the providers we have. So right now, I just have OpenAI and Grok. If you are cost conscious, but not necessarily privacy conscious, I would go with Grok, because at least as of recording this, it's totally free, both for transcription and for the text summarization. So you might want to go with that. It's also blazingly fast. But if not, you can get your OpenAPI key as well. And I have instructions on how to do that in the README. Stick one or both in there. And once you do that, you'll have this recording. First, you're going to want to set up the path to where you want your recordings to save. This can be whatever you want. You can click whether or not you want to default save the recording, or it just gets rid of it. Show the floating button. That's this button that's over here. So if I turn that off, it's going to get rid of the button. If I turn it back on, it comes back. And then you can turn on or off the recording modal. I'll show you what that is in a second. So I'll turn it on for now. The toolbar button, that's the button over here. So if you have this, you might not want the toolbar button. So you see it disappeared. And then you can choose the color for the mic button. Note that you're probably going to have to restart for the color to reset, but you can set this button to whatever color you want. And then you just choose which model you want to use for your transcription. Again, right now I just have OpenAI and Grok, and it's only going to show up with the one you put API keys in. I have both. As you can see, I'm using Grok right now. Next up, we have the summarize option. So right here, we can turn on or off the enable AI summary. And so all this is going to do is, if you turn it off, it's not going to give you that summarization of the transcript that you had. And then we have the summary model. So again, you can pick from any of the models that are available. I'm going to try my best to keep these updated, but for right now, again, because it's free, I'm going with Grok. And then you can have a little summary template. So this is just a prompt that's going to get sent along for the summary. So I've just given it some information around who I am and what I'm looking for. some nice encouragement there to come up with its summary. And then you can mess around with the summary length. This is the number of tokens, as well as the creativity. This is the temperature. So you can play around with these to figure out what works best for you in terms of the outputs. That's really it. I'm just going to show you now a couple quick little things. The first is I turned on that modal. So what that looks like, instead of this button pulsing red, instead when I turn it on, you're going to get this nice little modal. And then if I hit stop, it'll do exactly what it was doing before. It'll do the transcription and the summary. And then the other thing I want to mention is that you can actually straight up just take a recording. So if I put a recording in the vault and I bring up the command palette and I look up Neurovox, I can transcribe existing audio file. And what this will do is it's just going to take this audio file that already exists and it's going to create that transcription and summary and a nice little note for you. That's it for Neurovox. I really hope that you find this useful. Please download it, leave comments, tell me if there's features you want in the GitHub, which I'll put a link to in the description. I'm more than happy to continue to update this thing. I already have things on the roadmap that I'm excited about, and I'm really excited for you to try it out. I hope you find it helpful, and I look forward to hearing your stories of how you use it. Thanks, chatters.